Hey, what's going on, guys? So, again, thank you for joining me on these lovely Halloween festive occasions. So, yes, you got your girl here, Ashley Wells, aka the Spooky Guru. That's shedding light on some crazy paranormal, future wise, you're going to hear some extraterrestrial encounters, experience I've had in life. Yes, everything I'm stating, everything I'm bringing up, everything, yeah, 100% true. Actually happened. I think we all can say that we've all had some pretty unexplainable experiences in life. And, oh Lord, I figure, you know what, let me go ahead and get these bad boys out. One, because the Halloween festivities is here. And two, I'm getting older. A little, you know, get these things out of here while I can because, one, God knows when I get old, I probably won't remember this stuff. So that's why another reason why I want to go ahead and share this. Okay, so probably another one. This one isn't too crazy or spooky. It was just more or less just a slight bit on the weird side, but it's definitely one of those situations that my baby brother still to this day remembers and recounts from time to time. So what ended up happening was in the other stories you may have heard, two of those stories actually took place in the same apartment complex we lived at the time. So we're gonna fast forward this. At this point, I am 14 years old. So this is like 3 years, few years later, and my baby brother, he is 4. He's about 4, and we're living in a completely different type of complex. Actually, we're living in a townhouse, which completely different setup than what me and my brothers was used to. So it was really nice. Lived in this nice townhouse. The crazy thing is we live right next door to the leasing office. Man, that was lucky because you did not have to worry about too much drama having right there, or did you? So, at this point in time, we were all moved in. I think we were probably there almost about a year at this point. So the townhouse is beautiful. It was a two-story townhouse, had a den in the basement. It was gorgeous. It was really nice. It was fun. We actually had a blast living there. One particular night, again, my mom is still working third shift, so it's just me, my baby brother, um, and we were in again my mom's room because she had the cable in her room. So we're in my mom's room chilling out, and then my room was right across from my mother's room, and my baby brother's room was parallel to my mother's room. So you had, her room, my room, and then next to my room was my brother's room. So again, we were in my mom's room watching Cartoon Network, whatever it was, and all of a sudden we just hear this weird sound, and it was like, I don't know if you can hear this, but so it legitimately sounded like someone was taking their fingers and messing with the blinds. Now I'm looking back like my mom's bed is, parallel to her window, and I'm like, is it nothing? Nothing was happening with hers. So it stopped. So we're like, and we just start, kicking back up, watching cartoons again. Then we heard it again, and it was even louder. So imagine someone's taking their fingers and just running them down blinds, window blinds, and it was getting louder and louder, and you can actually hear the base of the blinds hitting against the window. And we're like, and my brother asked me, "Hey, did you?" Again, that was my nickname for my brothers. Did you leave your window open? Again, this he little, but my baby bro is bad. Now I swear he was from this world at one point in time. Um, but I was like, no. One thing I never throughout my childhood, I never had my windows open. Never. I don't know why I never had my windows open. I have no idea. We had screens, but no, I never had my windows open. So I was like, Tyler, I don't open my windows. Matter of fact, my mom was the same way. She didn't do it either. So, and it was clear it was coming from my room. It wasn't coming from his room. Um, so we gave it a few minutes. We just sat there in silence. The TV was muted, and it started up again. And so I was like, okay, Tyler, here, take the phone, lock the door behind me, lock the door, And if I don't come back or whatever may have you, you call 911. Okay, get yourself, because he can fit. Get yourself under that bed and call 911. Do not come out until police or whatnot tells you it's okay to come out. I didn't know it was a burglar. I know someone was trying to get in our home, but I'd be damned if they was gonna harm my little brother. I know you're like, well, why would you? At least I can give my brother a fighting chance to signal him to get out the place or whatever may have you, because you just didn't know. So, I always had knives on me even back then, because you had to defend yourself. Growing up in certain areas, you definitely had to be prepared to defend yourself at all costs a lot of times. So I had my little pocket knife, and my door was, slightly cracked. It wasn't always shut, but it was cracked a bit. So I opened my door, and at the time I had hamsters. So, and the hamsters was in full view of where my door was opening at, and I saw my hamsters, and with their cages, they had like basic fish tank cages. I looked at the cages to see if I could see a reflection of anyone in there. Nothing. So I go fully in my room, empty. Nothing under my bed. My closet was bright, open and wide open, and nothing was in my closet. And I looked at my blinds. Now the crazy thing is my blinds was moving back and forth slightly. So I had a pool table. I had a kid's pool table at the time. I took one of my pool cues and just took the stick along the window and looked at everything, examined everything. Window was shut tight and locked. Very weird. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear wherever that was the entire time I was in my room. So I leave out my room, get back in there with my brother. I'm like, there's nothing there. So I don't know what that was. Before I can even fully get in the room and put my knife back in my pocket, I turn around, and this time my door is wide open. I turn around, I see it. I see whatever it was, messing with my blinds. You couldn't see nothing, but you could see something was moving apart the blinds. I looked at my brother. I just picked him up, because at that point, we was kind of in the hallway-ish area. I picked him up, brought him in the room, shut the door, locked the door, called our mother. She was at work, and our mother did come. She did come from work and came home to check everything, and we told her what was going on, and she looked in the room. I went in there with her. We had, again, Tyler stayed in my mother's room. She's like, I don't see anything. I was like, Mom, something was messing with my blinds, and whoever it was, I couldn't see it. And Tyler, assured, like, Mom, seriously, we both saw it. Something was messing with Addie's blinds, and there was nothing there. So my mom stayed with us for a little bit. She had to unfortunately go back to work, and we begged and pleaded for her to stay home. Hell, we was like, can we just sit in the car? We'll wait. We'll wait until your shift is over in the car. We didn't care. She had probably about maybe a good 5 hours left on her shift. We didn't care. We didn't want to be in the house by ourselves. Safe-wise, that couldn't happen. It was cold around that time. So that just couldn't happen, sadly. Even if it was warm, but it's not safe to have your kids sitting in cars and stuff. So, my mom just said, just if you guys need anything, call me, and I'll just stay home. But right now, I do have to go back to work. That was the first and only time that's ever happened. It never happened again. At that point, I stayed sleeping in my mom's room for a bit. I slept right on her floor, probably almost for a good 6 months. I wasn't even messing with my room after that point. But I definitely we didn't stay there that long. We only stayed there for like maybe a year or two. And it wasn't because we dealt with other weird stuff. It was just one thing I do remember. That place was weird. It had a weird vibe. It was always dark. No matter how much light you cut on in that place, how many times you opened the blinds, it was always dark in that place. We could not get no kind of real good light in it, and it was so creepy. But we did not stay long. We didn't stay long at all. But yeah, all right, guys. So stay tuned for more stories, because there's more to come.